Hey, Internet. It's me, DP Knudten, for another edition of Bookward Bound. 301 days from I should really do this to done. And this is my quest to write a book by January 1st, 2021, so that I can have it done, uploaded to Kindle Direct Publishing, have it produced and in hard copy form so I can take it with me to Social Media Marketing World 2021 and give it to people I love and respect. I decided to do this because I knew I needed a little bit of help actually getting this book done, because it's been in my head for 10 plus years, but I have never gotten around to doing it. And I needed an accountability buddy. And that buddy is you. So anyway, I'm going to be, let me fix the framing. Thank you very much. Let me fix the framing on that, because you don't need to see the entire width of the basement. You need to see the back wall, which gives you hints about who I am, what I do, and how I do it. Not the least of which is my penchant for cheap guitars. Over that shoulder, that Stratocaster copy, that is a monoprice Stratocaster copy. That one, where the heck is it? There you go. That one is actually legit. It's pre-war, best I can tell, Regal Angelus Spider Bridge Dobro copy, or not copy, but a Regal Angelus. Probably 1933 to 1936. I can't get 100% clarity on when it was produced, but still pre-war. It's the only thing pre-war that I have in terms of guitars. And then right behind my head, that gold top Les Paul copy, that's another monoprice guitar. Both those monoprice guitars are about $100 US. And are they great? No. Do they work? Yes. And can I afford them? Absolutely. And that's why I have them. Anyway, that kind of sums up who I am and what I do and how I do it, because I don't have a lot of money for doing this stuff. I've got 3 daughters, 2 of whom are in college right now, and 1 more is going to be on the way in about 1.5 years, 2 years. So, yeah. I ain't driving no Porsche. That's all I'm saying. I am, however, trying to write a book and create a book and produce a book and design a book myself, the same way that I did with this bad boy, Rotoma, the ROI of social media top of mind, which I wrote with Spencer X. Smith, my colleague, and, this is available on Amazon right now via Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. So I've done it once, and now I'm going to do it again. And tonight, what I'm going to do to advance my book further is, I think, put the finishing touches in on my book cover. This is not me working on the outline or the mind map of the actual structure of the book. It's not me writing actual sections in the book. It's me designing the book. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Get that out of the way. And there you see it. This is my book cover, front and back. And I'm going to put some more touches on that. I think this gray box is way too big. And right now I've got placeholder comments or blurbs from people about the book. So I think I'm going to resize that down a little bit just to make it a little less horsey. And that means I need to do the same thing with the maroon And I got to get very specific here. I'm doing this by eye, which is not necessarily the best idea, but c'est la vie. It's the funny thing is, I think that doing it by eye is actually more accurate, because anyone who's dealt with type for any period of time will look at some type and say, I know that theoretically this is supposed to be perfectly adjusted, but optically it's not. And a lot of great designers will actually optically correct their typography so that it's optically acceptable, even though it's not technically exactly correct. An example of that would be if you ever have, like here, let's do this quickly. A and E, but let's make that capital A, capital E. Sometimes the A and the E can look too far apart. And so they'll go back in and they'll adjust the kerning between the two letters just to tighten it up a little bit. And it doesn't quite work as well with italics, but you understand what I'm saying, right? And this is all placeholder copy anyway, because I want these quotes to be from actual people who've read the book and commented on the book, etc., etc. Here's some copy about the book, etc. This is where I'm going to do a kind of summary of the book, because when people get a book, here's what I'm talking about. Write some copy about the book, etc. When people get a book, they look at it, they turn it around, and there might be a synopsis of the book or a kind of executive summary of what the book's about, so people can go, oh, got it, looks interesting, I should buy it. I haven't written that copy yet, and I'm not sure I'm going to do that tonight. I might, but we'll see. But one of the things I saw first that I wanted to do was, you can see I'm using red lines, these maroon lines, as kind of a accent mark. Let's see, that one's not lining up exactly right. And I saw someplace else that I might do it. You know, you don't want to do too much of it. Come on, there you are. Come on, where are you? All right, I got to look at the layer. What layer is that? Not that one. I have got to organize these layers better. Okay, that's that. That's a spine. Picture frame fat. Where is that? Why is that doing that? Oh, maybe it is. No, it's not grouped. There we go. I'm just making a couple adjustments. I mean, they're minuscule adjustments, but they are necessary adjustments, if you ask me. All right. And you see, hold on a second. I got to sneeze. That was a sneeze. You see how it has this red line under Knudten? Because it thinks it's a misspelling. It's not a misspelling. That's how you spell my last name. But I'm like, oh, maybe I should do that. But then again, maybe I've got enough red accents on here. I don't need to go further at this point. The other thing I want to do is I want to turn on the back cover live. Okay, so this blue box is showing me this all stuff is the live area for the back, because right now the black is bleeding off the edge of the trim. And this is just telling me that you have to be within this blue box to be safe with any of the copy. And everything is. So I am going to go ahead and turn that layer off so it doesn't get in my face. Nonfiction brand, DP Knudten, collaborated creative press. 2021, because it's not going to publish until 2021. Got the copyright down there. I'm digging that. All right, so what if I do step out of the shadows into your own personal brand spotlight. Spotlight, I think, is one word. All right, so I kind of want that to be one line, but that's 10-point type. I think what I'm going to do instead is just adjust the leading between the line so it's pretty tight. Step out of the shadows and into your own personal brand spotlight. What do I want to say? You don't whoop. You don't have to be in no. Too many people. For too many years have labored in obscurity. Have labored in obscurity. Why? Because that's the way it's always been. Work for someone else. Let them profit off your work. Not work, profit off your labor. And remain nameless. Nameless. Guess what? That's all changed. I like giving people credit for what they do. In 1997, the brilliant Tom Peters spelled out, outlined the tenets of a new concept. Personal branding. Yes, I see that dash is doing something weird. I don't want that to be a long dash. Come on, why isn't that working? Personal. Ooh. That's that personal branding space. There we go. Since then, smart people of all ages have learned his lessons, have to turn, how about that? Turn that concept into daily practice. And the results speak for themselves. Fact is if you're not totally branding yourself based on who you are, what you do, and how you do it, comma, you're leaving opportune the table, but no more. You're leaving opportunity on the table. Practice is spelled incorrectly. Thank you. Sorry. Got to switch glasses to my computer glasses. Practice. But with this book and a little bit of work, that opportunity is yours. Is yours. Yours. Starting today. All right, so why is the leading there so big? fine. That's fine. All right, so let's say this is cool for now. Now's the point where I look at this and go, does this cover make me want to buy this book or at least pick it up? Why is that? I bet you it's in the same. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Discovering, crafting, and communicating the completely true, completely you brand you already are. Blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of liking it. Although this line in here is giving me fits. So let's do this. And I need to adjust. See how it hangs out a little bit. All right, so let's go. I'm selecting all these things so I can group them. By grouping them, I can then move them as a unit without any major problems. I just slide it up, slide it down. But with this book and a little bit of work, that opportunity is yours starting today. Too many people for too many years have labored in obscurity. Why? Because that's the way it's always been. Work for someone else, let them profit off your labor, and remain nameless. Guess what? It looks like there's an extra space in there. Well, guess what? That's all changed. Guess what? That's all changed in 1997. Barcode goes here. La 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 la. So this could be multiple lines depending on who I get to actually say something about the book. Hopefully they say something nice. I've got room for 2 people over here to blurb the book, or one longer quote depending on who it is and what they say. Again, I don't know who these people would be, but I'm planning for the best case scenario because, again, you got to see it to be it. And so by my saying I need 1, 2, 3 cover blurbs, that means I'm going to work until I get 3 cover blurbs. That doesn't mean I can't have pages inside the book that have multiple other blurbs, but my goal is to get named individuals who think this book is good enough to blurb it to actually blurb it. And I've made some contacts with people through my podcast and things like that, I think there's a pretty good chance that they would do me the favor and blurb the book. But my number one concern is writing a book that's worthy of being blurbed. Let's face it, I could find any number of friends who would say something nice about the book, even if they haven't read it. As much as I would love those comments, I want the ones from people like Scott Galloway, who blurbed my first book, and Anne Handley, who blurbed my first book. These are people who mean something to me and are flying at a much higher level than I am. By having them blurb my book, it attains a level of authoritativeness that I could not get simply by self-producing a book. And again, if I could have this produced by a regular production house, publishing house, would I do it? I don't know if I would, because there are so many reasons to self-publish, not the least of which is your level of control. I have 100% control over this thing, down to the fact that I'm designing my own book cover right here. How many companies would allow you to do that? I know someone who I call a friend, who has had his book produced by a regular publishing house for very legitimate reasons, not the least of which is it's a major imprint by a major company, therefore it has major authoritativeness. Well, when it came down to what the book was called and what the cover looked like and all these things, he had very little say over it. And to me, I'm sorry, but I'm old enough to care more about having a say than having it be widely distributed. Am I stupid? Yeah. Well, we've established that a long time ago. But I guess my greater point is, if you're the type of person who wants to do a book, your book, the way it is totally yours, self-publishing's the way to do it. And if you're that type of person, I hope you'll take a look at some of these episodes of BOOKWARD Bound, because it's all about my journey from, I should really do this book, to it's done. And the goal, and keep in mind, the goal here is that this book will be done and ready as printable, high-quality, press-ready PDFs that can be uploaded to Kindle Direct Publishing on January 1st, 2021. I started this 23 days ago. I think this is day 23, episode 23. That means I have, let's see, 301 minus 23. Well, I'm not doing the math because I'm not good at math. But I have 278 days left or something like that to actually get this thing done. And I'm going to. And the way I'm going to do it is one night, one day at a time, a live stream every single day where I move the book forward. So tonight, what did I do? I finished up my book cover completely, even down to the blurb on the back now, or the synopsis on the back. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go back and rewrite it or take another look at it or something like that. But I have significantly progressed my book forward. And the best thing for me, who has to see it in order to be it, I now see it. I see my book cover. And right now in my head, I'm playing out my first book, we did a gloss cover. I'm not sure I love the gloss. I think this one is going to be matte. I'm already thinking about stuff like that because I'm getting so excited about how it looks like. And I've printed out a black and white version of it that's going to go on my wall right behind the camera. So every time I look up and I look at the camera, I'm going to see that in the background, and it's going to spur me forward. Everybody, well, a lot of people want to write a book. Very few people actually do it. The ones who do it have such a clear picture in their mind of what that book is going to be, whether it's visual, whether it's plot line, whether it's narrative arc, whatever it is. They have such a clear picture that all they have to do is take the time to pull it out of their head and throw it on paper. Well, for me, I need to see something like this to get excited and go, dang, this is going to be my second book. And it's going to be all mine. My first book was co-written with another person. This one is going to be me. Every single mistake in that book is going to be mine. And I can't help but be excited by that. So anyway, if you are like me and want to get a book done, get it done. How? Work on it, even tiny, tiny bit of it every single day. If you chip away, okay, the working metaphor I've been using ever since I started these live streams is the Greek myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus is the guy who's always rolling up the spherical ball up the hill, only to see it fall all the way back down again. That's what writing a book feels like. Well, here's the thing. If you chip off a little piece of that rock and you walk it up the hill and put it at the summit, it's going to remain there. So I'm going to chip away at that damn spherical rock, one little chip at a time, until I walk all those pieces up the hill until it's done. And I will be so incredibly pleased on January 1st of 2021 when the live stream that you watch then is me saying, guess what? The book is done. And here are I'll probably have to show you on screen because there won't be a physical book produced yet. Or maybe there will. I don't know. But I'll at least show you the press-ready PDFs that are ready to go up to Kindle Direct Publishing. That's how you get a book done. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which comes out every Monday. So check out this Monday's episode 84, with Jerry Ann Wiesbrook. I love talking to her. She's a hoot. And we have a great conversation about building brands, personal brands, and also Facebook group brands. Yeah. Can your Facebook group have a brand? Absolutely. In fact, it damn well better. And Jerry and Ann and I talk about that ad nauseum, and it's an actually really fun conversation that I edited earlier today. That comes out on Monday. It's available wherever you get your podcasts for free. And I also want to invite you to join Nonfiction Brandversity, the free Facebook group, my Facebook group. All you have to do is search Nonfiction Brandversity on Facebook, ask to join, answer 3 questions to prove you're not a bot, and you are in. And I'll see you there on campus. It's a great place to meet people just like you who are looking to build their personal and small business brands. Guess what? There's no difference. And they're all together on Nonfiction Brandversity working toward that same goal. Stepping out, I'll quote the back of this book right now and say, step out of the shadows and into your own personal brand spotlight. Sound good, right? Absolutely. Take us on out, theme music. That's it for tonight. I'm DP Knudten. I'll see you tomorrow. Bam, bam.